You're a Sioux Falls kid.
Mm-hmm.
What part of town are you from?
I'm from Central,
Okay.
so, kind of by Augie,
Yeah.
Lincoln. I live right by Lincoln High School. That's where I went to high school, so.
Okay. Did you get a home cooked meal while you're here?
Yep.
Need that.
Yeah.
After all that success that you had in high school, all-state and everything, and then you go to college, and it seemed like the first couple of seasons were a little bit slow.
Mm-hmm.
Last year you started getting more minutes, and now you're becoming more of a key player in this team. What has that been like in that experience of a new coach coming in and trying to prove yourself as one of the key players for this roster?
It's been a grind. Just throughout going into my fourth year, just kind of trying to get better each and every day. I got to thank my coaches, my teammates. They continue to push me, and they kind of create that foundation where I'm not scared at all to ask, what I need to be doing better. During those days where I wasn't seeing playing time, was one of the last guys on the bench kind of saying, what do I need to do to, get my shot to play, and just kind of I got to give thanks to them and just keep going every day. And
there's something to that, because a lot of players would jump ship. They'd go and find a place where they can play right now, right? You spent 2 years basically on the bench the entire time. Mm-hmm. And I know that's tough mentally and it takes a toll. What goes on in your mind, during those years, freshman and sophomore year? You're looking up and it's January and you're like, well, I'm not getting any minutes.
Yeah. It's tough. It's a tough position to be in. And, right now I can kind of help some of my teammates that are going through some of the same things that I did. Just kind of staying with the process. For me, I have great honor playing for USD. I have a lot of family ties to USD, and I grew up watching Coyote basketball, so I knew that was the place I wanted to play, and that's kind of been a dream for me, since I was growing up.
With Peterson as the head coach, has it been kind of a different experience now that he's kind of bringing that energy and getting some guys in? Yeah,
for sure. Definitely different energy. I like the energy he brings. It's kind of less structure and more just kind of in everything he does, and more just free, play to your strengths, and just everything that we do, you got to give 110%. Trying to set the tone defensively, all that stuff, and that's something that I can easily see myself playing for.
Last year in this building, I guess it was about 7 months ago in this building, it was a heartbreaking loss. Right, the way that game ended against North Dakota State. It's a sea of red in here, and it was buzzing, and it came down to it, and you guys had an opportunity to win it. Didn't end up going your way. Those moments are, peak March moments. That's why fans like myself watch college hoops. But there's the human aspect to it too, right? You guys train all season, you go through everything, and then it comes down to that. How did you guys react to that, and how has that been kind of a motivating factor going into the season?
In the moment it was heartbreaking, just because, like you said, we worked from early June to all the way to March just to be in a position like that, and that's the tournament you're working for, really. And just this past summer, just working towards it and saying, we don't want to be in a position where that first round game's even close, or we want to have the home court advantage or be the better seed, and so that's something that we want to accomplish this season.
Yeah. You're sixth right now in the preseason polls as a team. A little bit of buzz on Twitter right now. Some South Dakota fans saying that they disagree. And, I personally, it seems like it's a wide open league, right? Mm-hmm. Top to bottom, there's a ton of talent, and it just seems like a lot of teams that have coaches going into their second seasons have chances, right? There's 3 teams in that situation on the men's side. That leaves a lot up to question, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be proven on the court. How is South Dakota going to prove that you're better than that 6th seed?
I think we're going to be in a lot of games, but I think we're going to win a lot of games. Going back to, like you said, the 6th seed, I think a lot of that is based off what people don't know, and that's just kind of, our starting 5 guys all left or graduated, and so we had to bring in 9 new guys. But I think, we're getting better each and every day, and it's just going to be scary once March comes around, because we're just going to keep getting better and keep understanding how we can better play with each other.
Yeah, and when you think about those guys that have departed from the roster, I mean, they made such an impact over the years, just getting the team to where it is. Well, now you have to replace those positions with experience. You're one of those guys who is returning with that experience. How critical is that in the locker room to making sure that everyone's on the straight and narrow?
Yeah, just, that's something I've really been working on, is just my leadership. Trying to mentor younger guys, or just guys that haven't even played in the Summit League before, because we have a couple guys from the Pac-12, and that's just different than the Summit League. And so just kind of understanding how each game's going to be different, and how each team has tendencies, and Kansas City's going to get after it, where SDSU is going to be the most hostile environment we play in all season. And just kind of mentoring those guys and trying to let them know what's to come for the season.
You mentioned SDSU. Growing up, South Dakota fan, it seems like that red is running through your blood a little bit more than anything else. You grow up here in this area, and we know the rivalry and how intense it is. Just that game, is that circled on the calendar every year? You're like,
oh, yeah.
All right, we're going to South Dakota State. This is a big one.
Yeah, that's always one of the first games you look at, just kind of what day you play them, and whether you play them at home first or whether you're away first. And it's just always a good time, just because the atmosphere it's the craziest game you're going to play in probably all season.